So I came up with this idea because disposability is built into our entire economy. In fact, if you actually look at it from a very objective perspective, you would see that most of the success in our economy, as in economic success, is based on designing things to last the shortest period of time so they get wasted quickly so that then people buy new things. It's called planned obsolescence. It's been a major driver of design and business since the 1940s, and it is one of the critical issues of unsustainability that we're trying to address. The circular economy is almost like an antidote to that, because in the circular economy, we're actually finding ways to add value for a producer multiple times. So rather than relying on someone disposing of something, you're actually relying on them reusing it multiple times and then adding value. So if I have a drill and I'm selling that drill to you, I get that one-off payment. That's it. Whereas if I have a really high quality drill that I sell to you, and then once you're finished with it, I take it back, I can remanufacture, I can sell it to someone else. I've reduced my costs, but I've increased the value I get from each of those products. And as a result, we've reduced waste and material extraction. So the concept of a post-disposable future is when we design products and services that are intentionally getting us off the addictive cycle of disposability. So imagining a post-disposable future is really about saying, like, we already produce these goods and services. What would a future where disposability is not allowed or it doesn't exist anymore, what does that look like? And then how do we reverse engineer that design process so we can create our products and services to fit that new model? So I just recently did this with part of the packaging sector, where they really couldn't imagine providing their products in a reusable format, but because recycling is a really easy solution, but it doesn't solve the problem. So I was challenging them to think about what it would be if recycling was eliminated, like it wasn't an option. By doing that, we can really take disposability off the table and think about the different types of reuse, remanufacture, reconditioning, redeploying that are helping us transition away from that disposability model. So post-disposability is really about considering how we live in a world where we are not wasting resources and where value is cycled through multiple times. Every single choice we make, everything we spend our money on is data that accumulates into trends that are then replicated. So individuals think that one choice doesn't make a difference. Well, one individual choice doesn't, but it's not just one person. You know, we are often following trends and therefore creating trends. So when I work with big companies, they're poring over data of individual choices magnified by 1 million or 10 million, right? So our choices matter, our consumption choices matter, and things like how we get our needs met on a daily level. Like, are we going to a store and, getting everything in disposable packaging, or are there ways that we could, find alternative service providers? Like, you could get food delivered to your house that's in reusable containers, things like that. So minor tweaks to your daily lifestyle choices that are encouraging those industries are really powerful in this moment in time. You can also do things like divesting from companies that are investing in fossil fuels. So we have a big movement around changing your banks to ethical and sustainable banks, because where your money sits obviously influences these things too. You can also communicate to service providers that you're not happy with what they're providing, because that, again, is data that influences decisions. So if you write a letter of complaint because things are overly packaged, if enough people do that, mark my word, people pay attention to those things. So those are small individual acts that we can take as consumers. But I think the key thing here is conversation. If we're not having the conversation and dialogue, then we're not opening the space for the transformation. So I think it's really about saying, these are problems that exist. We're not ignoring them. We don't have all the solutions, but we can start working together to figure out how to get to better solutions. And a post-disposable office would be one where you have 100% organic waste recycling. All of your catering is done with zero waste, so you can find suppliers that are not going to deliver your lunches in disposable packaging. It's not about finding recycling solutions. It's actually about eliminating waste to begin with, and really seeking out those service providers who are taking that action and encouraging them, so we have more of that available in the system.